Namaste, yogis. Welcome back to Planet Self Care. I'm Misha Bortirov, and I'm here to guide you through your morning energy practice. Start with just a few quick joint freeing exercises. Start to roll that shoulder blade open one way, roll it the other way. Don't want to take too long here. Other arm, roll it open. Feel those cracks and pops. Roll it the other way. Find a wall. Grab onto it just to start doing some leg swings. Doesn't really matter how high you get your leg up. What we're trying to do here is just find some space in the hip crease. Go ahead and switch sides. The first few might be a little bit limited, but as you go on, you'll notice it'll start creating more space. And on to some knee circles, just opening up the hip. Circle it one way. And switching, go the other direction. Left leg, knee circles. I feel this one pop a lot. Switch and go the other direction. Start to circle the ankles a few times. Find some twists in your spine. Just movements to wake up the body. Make it a little more pliable. Clasp your hands together and draw an infinity symbol with your wrists. Just getting those pops and cracks out of there. Breathe into them. And switch and go the other direction. And just a few neck rolls. Let's find a comfortable seat on our mat, whatever that looks like for you. It could be on a bolster, on a pillow, just on the ground or on a block, whatever suits you most. I find myself most comfortable in my hero's pose. This is the pose that I do meditation in. Pull back on your flesh so you can be sitting on your sit bones. Find some length in the spine. Roll your shoulder blades up and back like you're tucking them into your back pockets. And I invite you to softly close your eyes here and just focus on your natural breathing in and out through the nose. Yoga is a practice of trusting ourselves. Flutter open your eyes. We're going to begin class today with the Wim Hof breathing technique. It's basically an active inhale and a passive exhale. It's pretty much the exact opposite of what we did last class, if you were here with me. We're going to start with one full deep breath and a full exhale breath. Afterwards, take a big inhale breath and let go of it just slightly and inhale more. So I'll guide you through it. Inhale fully. Exhale out of the mouth. Now, inhale fully through your mouth, fill up your belly, fill up your rib cage, feel your chest expand at the very top. Let it go slightly and then inhale more. Keep going for about 30 rounds, just inhaling as much as you can and letting it go at the top and inhaling more. Just keep taking more sips of air. Exhale all the breath out. Exhale all of it out. Hold your breath at the bottom. Hold with no air in the lungs. Inhale fully. And again, same thing. Keep taking more sips of air, letting go after every inhale. It's in through your mouth. Just letting go ever so slightly to just make room for more inhale. You'll feel is your stomach pulsing. Exhale all your breath out. Hold at the bottom. Holding with no air in the lungs. Inhale fully. One last time. Start to take more sips of air again. Exhale fully. Hold at the bottom. Keep holding. What this breathing technique is doing is bringing more alkaline into our bloodstream. Now inhale fully. And let it go. Close your eyes for another second. Notice how you feel after that breathing exercise. The Wim Hof method is known to be a strong tool to cure anxiety and depression and boost your energy levels. Wim Hof can even control his own immune system with accessing the breath. And he says that we all have the capability to do that with practice. Flutter open your eyes. Come onto your knees, like you're standing on your knees. We're going to come into toes pose. So curl your toes under. Sit your hips back on your heels. Sink the weight of your hips onto your heels. You can even tuck your pinky toe under if it's not cooperating. Squeeze your ankles slightly together so your feet don't splay out. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. Big, full breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Yes, this pose is very intense, can be very intense, especially if you like to run or skateboard. If you're just on your feet a lot, this pose is very, very effective. What's happening here is we're piercing into our fascia. Fascia is a muscular tissue that kind of connects everything in our body, all our muscles, all our joints. There's a huge line of fascia that runs from the very bottom of your feet and your toes, up your feet, up the backs of your legs, up your back to your head, and all the way to the center of your forehead. And what we're doing here is we're opening up that fascia, making more space, eventually maybe even being able to press into handstands seamlessly. Just a few more breaths. And go ahead and release. Come onto your hands and knees. And just tap the tops of your feet onto your mat just to get some blood flow back into those toes. Take a big inhale breath through your nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Like you're fogging up a mirror, exhale through the mouth with that constriction in the back of your throat. One more time. Big inhale breath. Exhale out the mouth. Audible breath. This time, inhale through the nose and seal up the lips. Exhale through the nose with that same constriction in the back of the throat, like you're fogging up a mirror or a pair of glasses. It says Ujjayi Pranayama. This is the breathing technique that we use throughout the class to keep us focused. Inhale from your tabletop position, lift your chest, lift your gaze, look up. Exhale, curl your spine, tuck your chin to your chest and round through your tailbone. And again, inhale, find your chest open and your back arced. Exhale, tuck and round. Chin to chest, press through your hands, really round your spine. Inhale, arc the spine. Exhale, tuck and round. Finding movement from the tailbone up. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Circle out the wrist a couple times. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath your left armpit and press your right cheekbone onto the mat and find a stretch through your shoulder blade. Press through the planted hand, press it left and forward. Notice how that creates more space in your shoulder blade. Inhale, back up, lift that arm back to the sky. Exhale, plant it, and inhale, left arm. Circle out that wrist. Exhale, thread it through underneath your right armpit. Same thing here, press through the right planted hand, find more space in the shoulder blade. Inhale, lift that left arm back up to the sky, circle out that wrist, and come back to a neutral spine. Turn the wrists backwards so your fingers are pointing towards your knees. If this is too intense on the wrist, you can always just go sideways. Otherwise, curl your toes under and just press your seat back just ever so slightly. Feel a stretch in the wrists. And just pulse forward and back slowly with your breath. And find the level of intensity that fits you this morning. Spend a lot of time on our wrists in the yoga practice, so it's very important to keep them strong and stretched. Go ahead and turn them back to the right direction. Just circle them out. Coming back to a neutral spine. From here, walk your hands slightly forward, walk your feet all the way back, come up to a high plank. What a great way to start a yoga class, right? Press into the ground through your thumb and your pointer finger. Make sure your shoulder blades are over your wrists. Don't let your butt sink down. Keep your back flat. Puff up through the shoulder blades. Don't let your chest sink down. Puff it up. Press your heels towards the back of the room. Squeeze your core. Squeeze your glutes. Just about 30 more seconds. You got it. Now you know. Notice the chatter in the mind. Is this serving me? How is this serving me? Could I be doing something else? It could be so overwhelming to decide what the best use of our time is. 5 more breaths. Exhale, pike your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Oh, that feels good. Yoga is here to put that trust in place. With focusing on the breath, that is our most natural trust in the universe. Look forward to the top of your mat and step your feet to meet your hands. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand and just let your body be heavy as it sways slowly side to side over your legs. Bend your knees as much as you need to, maybe even connect your stomach to your thighs. Let your head hang heavy like a piece of ripe fruit. Plant the hands. Walk your big toes in together to touch, slight space between the heels. Root through your feet, stand all the way up, reaching your hands up above your head. First mountain pose of this morning. Feel the power that is here for you. Press all 4 corners of your feet into the mat. Lift your kneecaps up, engage your quadriceps, pull your belly button to your spine, shoulder blades away from the ears as you're reaching through the ring finger. So much is going on in this pose. Exhale, scissor your arms open. Right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. As you look over your right shoulder, make sure you still keep your hips square to the front of the room. Inhale, back to center, hands together at the top, and just scissor your hands open to the other side. Persuade your left hip forward as it's trying to go back. Kind of stretch in the shoulders. Inhale, back to center above your head. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center, bow your chin towards your chest. Notice any intention that arises here for the practice or maybe for the entire day. Intention can start with I am or I feel. Something that I've been working on is I am doing everything that I want to do. Separate your hands and clasp your hands, interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw your fist towards the ground as you open your chest. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward with the bind still behind you. Let your hands float off of your back and press your wrists together at the same time. Open your collarbones. Without slingshotting the hands, let go of them and place your palms onto your shins. As you press into your shins, reach the crown of your head forward, shoulder blades away from the ears, finding length in between each vertebrae of the spine. Exhale, plant your hands on the ground. Step your feet all the way back to a high plank. From your high plank, bend your elbows in towards your torso. Keep them in towards your torso. Lower halfway down, squeezing your core. Inhale, straighten your arms. Open your chest and look up past your third eye, upward facing dog. Exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog, that inverted V shape. 3 breaths here. Big breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Stay connected to that constriction in the back of your throat, building heat in the practice. Yoga is a breathing practice first. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Maybe try it even floating. Bend your knees and jump forward, trying to keep your legs as straight as possible, lifting yourself up on your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on the shins, finding a flat spine. Exhale, fold forward, chest over your thighs, gaze at your navel. Inhale, stand all the way up, reaching your hands up above your head to touch. Exhale, open them like a scissors. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, clasp your hands behind you. Look up as you roll the shoulder blades open, and exhale, fold forward with the clasp still behind you. Inhale without slingshotting the hands, find length in the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet all the way back behind you, lower halfway down, squeeze your glutes on the way down. Inhale, flip to the tops of your feet, the shoelace part of your feet as you straighten your arms. Look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 full breaths. Press your heels closer towards the mat. Press your hands forward and away, like you're trying to rip the mat apart. And try to reach your chest closer towards your thighs. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Maybe try that float. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, curl forward, chest to thighs. Inhale, stand up. Hands above you. Exhale, open and like scissors. Inhale together. Exhale apart. Inhale back together. Exhale to heart. Inhale, find opening in the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on the shins. Find length in the spine with the shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhale, plant your hands, lower through that half push-up. Flip to the tops of your feet, straighten your arms, upward facing dog. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in this down dog. And whenever you're ready, start to move with your own breath.
Take it through one more full round and we'll meet back in the downward facing dog. Back in your downward facing dog. Drop down onto your forearms, still keep your hips lifted. Walk your feet a little bit closer towards your forearms, close as you can. Press into your forearms, press them forward and away from you as you're pressing your chest closer towards your thighs, and like you're squeezing a book or a block between your arms. Try to keep your elbows in together, don't let them splay out. And breathe in and out through the nose here. Again, puff up through your shoulder blades. Don't let your head drop too far. Flex both your bicep muscles. It's very rare in yoga that we get to work our biceps. This pose is a perfect opportunity. About 30 more seconds. Now you know. Five more breaths. You got it. Stay in it. And drop your knees to the ground. Let them open wide. Toes kiss behind you. Just let your head fall onto the mat. Stretch your arms forward. From your child's pose, press back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Tight space between the heels, big toes touching. Bend your knees, drop your seat back like you're sitting in too small of a chair. Lift your arms up, chair pose. Look down to see if you can see your toes. If you can't, scoot your seat farther back. Weight is in the heels. Breathing in and out through the nose. Truth is, you are always exactly where you are meant to be. Squeeze your core. Squeeze your thighs together. You're breathing. What acceptance really is, it's gratitude. Exhale, stand up with your hands at heart center. Inhale back to chair. Let your fingertips caress the ground before you lift them up. And exhale, straighten your legs and fold over them. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your feet all the way back. Lower through your vinyasa. It's the half push-up to upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, right foot immediately steps forward between your hands. Pivot the back heel flat. Low lunge in the front foot. Stand all the way up. Hands above your head. Touching. So it's just like
our sun salutation A, but a different leg variation. Press intensely through the knife edge of your back foot. Deep lunge in the front leg, trying to square your hips towards the front of the room. Left hip forward, right hip back. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, take it down to your half push-up. Maybe float the right leg on your way down. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, left foot steps forward to a low lunge. Back heel pivots flat, and you stand up with your hands above your head. Press equally into both feet, like you're pressing the ground away, like someone's lifting your torso out of your legs. Squeeze your thighs together. Notice how that creates energy in the legs from the earth all the way up through your fingertips. Big inhale breath. Exhale, take it down to your chaturanga. Maybe float the left leg. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we can move with vigor because we have this downward facing dog to catch our breath. Notice if your heels are closer towards the mat now. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale to chair pose. Don't worry, we won't hold it again. Exhale, stand up. Go back to chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, half push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, low lunge, pivot the back heel flat, stand up. Take it right back down to your half push-up. Moving with the breath. Same exhale breath, steps the left foot forward. Inhale breath rises you up. Exhale breath takes you down. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, chair. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, drop your seat low again. Exhale, curl forward. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, half push-up. Vinyasa. Same exhale breath, right foot steps forward. Inhale to warrior 1. Exhale, take it down. Other side. And take it down through vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Find your full 3 deep breaths. And when you're ready, start to move with your own rhythm, starting in chair pose. Take it through one more full round and we'll meet on our backs.
Meet me lying on your back whenever you've finished. Stamp your hands into the ceiling, like your hand standing on the ceiling. Draw your knees in towards your triceps. Soles of the feet are touching, or just the toes are touching. Press your knees as high as you can possibly get them on your triceps, and press your triceps back into your knees. Really what you're trying to do is get your knees into your armpits. Squeeze your core, especially the very upper abdomen. Squeeze it, feel it working, feel it firing up. If you don't feel burning in your core, press your knees even closer into your triceps and press your triceps even harder into your knees. It's like crow pose on our back. Arms are straight. Few more breaths. Shaking is good. Shaking means you're getting stronger. Feel the fire burning in your core, your sacral chakra. As you inhale, straighten your legs. Let your arms fall back behind you like you're pressing into a handstand on your back. Keep your core anchored into the ground and exhale back to crow pose, back to knees into your triceps. And again, with your breath, inhale, press into a handstand on your back. Keep your core anchored. Keep your back on the ground. Exhale, crow. Inhale, handstand. Exhale, crow. Just a few times with your own breath. Make sure you're keeping your belly button anchored into the ground, like there's an anchor in your core. Just 5 more. You got it. Last one. And let your soles of your feet come onto the ground. Ooh. One of the best core exercises I know. Press into your heels, lift your hips up, maybe interlace your fingers underneath your back. Just finding a stretch in the abdominal muscles as well as the hip flexors. And slowly let your spine come down one vertebrae at a time. Tuck your knees into your chest. Roll all the way up to standing. From standing, squat down with your feet about mat width distance apart. Plant your hands onto the ground in front of you. Squeeze your knees onto your triceps as deep as you can get them. Start to lean forward. Press your fingertips, especially your fingertips, into the mat. Find all your weight coming into your hands. Squeeze your knees into your triceps and your triceps back into your knees. Squeeze your core. As you start to lean forward with all the weight in your hands, see if you can lift one foot. And then try lifting the other foot. Then see if maybe you can lift both feet off the ground. It's about pressing into the fingertips and pressing your knees into your triceps and your triceps back into your knees, squeezing your core. And release. Repetition is key with this pose. The more you do it, I promise you, you will get your feet off the ground. Step your feet all the way back to that plank. Lower halfway down, half push-up to upward facing dog, and back to downward facing dog. Notice the energy that's running through the body. Notice the sweat that's accumulated on your skin. Notice how strong your breath is. Inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your knee to your right tricep. Squeeze your core. Inhale, lift it back up. And step it through between your hands to a low lunge. Stand all the way up, hands above your head. This time the back heel is lifted, crescent lunge. Big inhale breath. Exhale, swoop your arms back behind you like an airplane. Hover your core over your knee. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Inhale, pivot the back foot flat like we were earlier. And inhale, lift your right arm up and back like you're swooping the ceiling and trying to high-five the back wall. Feeling a side body stretch. Exhale, take it back down to your chaturanga. We'll build some more poses from there. Left leg up. Exhale to the left tricep. Inhale, lift it back up. And exhale, step it through. Inhale, stand up to crescent lunge. Finding a stretch in that right hip. Exhale, airplane the arms back behind you. Hover your chest over your thigh. Pivot the back heel flat. Inhale, swoop the left arm up and back. Keep that lunge deep in the front leg. Squeeze your thighs together. Exhale, take it down to your chaturanga. Again, right leg lifts. Bring it through to your tricep. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, airplane the arms. Inhale, pivot the heel, swoop the arm back. From here, straighten the front leg. Tee out your arms. Reach forward to the front of the room as far as you possibly can before placing the right hand on the inside of the right ankle and lifting the left arm up like 6 and 12. Triangle pose. Pressing intensely through the back knife edge of your back foot and rolling the hip open. Use the leverage of the right hand on the inside of the ankle to roll your left hip open as you look up past your fingertips. Look down to your right toes. Bend your right knee. The lifted hand goes down to the ground on the inside of your right foot. The other arm, the right arm, goes up. Twisted lunge. Squeeze your core. Feel how your hip is counteracting your belly button, finding a release of toxins in your internal organs by squeezing them. Inhale, stand up with the twist still in the body. So it's just like how we were in our sun salutation. Exhale, take it down to your chaturanga. Inhale, left leg to your elbow, back up, steps through. Now stand up, swoop the arms back, pivot the heel, paint the ceiling. Exhale, tee out your arms, reach forward until you can't no more. TikTok your arms 6 and 12. Try to stack your right hip on top of your left. Tuck your left hip under. Make more space to roll your right hip open. Open the chest. Shoulder blades are kissing behind you as your chest is persuading through. Exhale, look down at the toes. Lunge into your front leg. Pick up the left arm as the lifted arm goes down. Twisted lunge. Find your balance. Press intensely through the back foot, and you're using your core to keep yourself lifted. Little to no weight is in that planted hand. Inhale. Stand up with that twist still in the body. Exhale, take it down to your chaturanga. Just a couple more poses to add. Right leg. Bring it through. Exhale. Fly it. Exhale. Step it through. Rise. Swoop. Right arm paints the ceiling. Straighten the front leg. TikTok the arms. Lunge with a twist. Right arm is lifted. Stand up. From here, pivot all the way around to the other side of your mat so you're facing the wall. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, fold forward between wide legs. Clasp your big toes with your peace fingers on the inside of your big toe. Find length in the spine, look forward. Exhale, pull yourself towards your thighs. Pull your chest through your thighs. Head is hanging heavy. Try to keep the spine as straight as possible. Press the feet into the ground. Same time, pull on your toes with your peace fingers. Feel how this is opening your hamstrings. Just like how we were opening the hamstrings at the very beginning of class in toes pose, same thing is happening here. We are stretching and opening up that fascia that runs from our toes all the way up to our forehead. With practice, we will be able to get into handstand seamlessly. 2 more breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the back of your mat into your chaturanga. We'll try the same thing on the left side. Left leg lifts to your elbow. Back up. Step it through. Elevate. Airplane. Swoop the arm. Straighten the legs. TikTok the arms. Inhale. Lunge with a twist. Stand up on the exhale. Inhale, pivot around to the long side of your mat. And exhale, fold forward. Grab your toes with your peace fingers once again. See if you can get deeper this time. You can spend as many breaths as you want here. Inhale, look forward. Hands to the hips. Exhale, inhale, stand up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the front of your mat. Chaturanga, maybe float the right leg. I'll guide you through it one more time. Right leg lifts to your elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, rise to crescent. Exhale, arms behind you. Paint the ceiling. Stack the hips. Lunge with a twist. Stand up. Exhale. Inhale, pivot around to the long side of your mat. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up. To the back of your mat, chaturanga. Moving one breath, one movement. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale to your tricep. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step through. Crescent. Airplane. Swoop the arm. TikTok the hands. Stack the hips. Twisted lunge. Stand up on exhale. Inhale, pivot. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, chaturanga to the front. We begin again. Take this through with your own breath. Try to really move with one breath, one movement, like a moving meditation. through one more full round. Meet me in a seated meditation. Finding a seated meditation whenever you're finished flowing. Softly close your eyes. See if you can find stillness. Notice the beating of the heart. Make an effort to try to keep breathing through your nose. Big, deep breaths, and notice how quickly the heart rate calms down. Symbolic of anxiety, we have the tool of the breath to breathe through it. Flutter open your eyes. Then just sit back on your heels. The tops of the feet are on the ground. Plant your hands on either side of your knees. Coming into Lolasana, we're going to press up onto our hands, trying to draw our knees in towards our collarbones. One foot will stay on the ground. The other foot will just draw up into your glutes. So when you're ready, find your shoulder blades over your wrists with the straight arms. Press into your hands, squeeze your core, and lift up. Knees into your collarbones. One foot into the glutes, doesn't matter which one. One foot stays on the ground. Open through the collarbones. Trying to get your knees as close as you can to your collarbones. Breathe. Squeeze your upper abdomen. One day, maybe we'll be able to get both feet off the ground. Ten more breaths. You got it. And release. And take a full deep breath in the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Just one more side. This is where we're grateful that we're not an octopus, right? We got one more side to do. So whichever foot you didn't draw up into your glutes, you're going to draw it up this time. Find your breath. Find your shoulder blades over your wrists. Press into your fingertips. Find that lift. Ten more breaths. Almost there. Release. Whew. Come onto a tabletop position. Walk your feet back. Just come onto your stomach. Plant your forearms on the mat in front of you. Just breathe here for a minute. Bit of counter stretching our abdomen. This worked so hard for. And when you're ready, curl your toes under, come to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Bring your ankle to your left wrist. So it's like you're trying to parallel the short side of your mat, but it's not going to actually be parallel. Square the hips. What I like to do is I like to look over the opposite shoulder, which would be my right shoulder. Automatically persuade my left hip forward and my right hip back. The goal here is to keep the hips square to find the stretch in the bent leg. To find that square of the hips, slowly start to fold forward. Go as deep as you can. Find an edge of sensation. Try to soften around. You're feeling sensation in the right hip. If this is at all too hard on your knee joints, if it's actually hurting your knee joints, what you can do is come onto your back, come into a figure 4, looks like this, drawing your right ankle on top of your left knee, and just holding on to that leg and pulling on it for the same sensation. Still breathing in and out through your nose. When the sensations get really intense, come back to the breath. Go ahead and switch sides. If you're on your back, just switch out the legs. If you're in the half pigeon, just come back into your downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Bring the left knee to your left elbow, left ankle to your right hand. Find that square of the hips and fold forward. Just try not to roll onto one side because that alleviates the sensation. Come back to the breath. Let it calm you. Let it build trust. How wonderful is it that we have the privilege of choosing what we want to do? For some of us, this time could be some much needed time just with ourselves to see what it is we really cherish and what we're really passionate about. Slowly start to come out of this side, rise up onto the palms, lift up back to downward facing dog if you're on your back. Find your way to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. And just lay all the way down onto your stomach. On your belly, draw your right knee up towards your right armpit. Extend your right arm forward. Take your left arm, just thread it through underneath your shoulder blade like we did at the beginning of class. And then just roll over to the right, opening up the right shoulder. Come back to center. Retract the left arm, straighten the right leg, and just switch out the sides. Left knee up. Extend the left leg, left arm. Right arm threads through underneath your left armpit. Just roll over onto the left side, opening the left shoulder. And roll all the way over onto your back. Draw both knees up in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms around your knees and lift up your forehead like you're about to kiss your knees. Tuck into a tiny little ball. Squeeze every muscle you can. And then exhale. Let your body float long. Final surrender. Let your feet flop open wide at the bottom of your mat. Hands are at your sides, palms are facing up. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, side out the mouth. Let go of any muscle tension. Softly close your eyes. Most important pose of the entire practice, Shavasana. This is when the body takes in the medicine that this practice is. 5 minutes here. Come back into your body. Take a big inhale breath through your nose and exhale out the mouth. Before making any movements, notice how you feel. Add some movement to your fingers and your toes, waking up the body. Big first morning stretch. Lift your arms up above your head, point your toes. And roll over onto your right side using your right arm as a pillow. A little fetal position. Use your top arm to press you up to a tall seat. Keep your eyes closed so the gaze stays inward. Hands at heart center, bow your chin down. And think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows. Big inhale breath. Exhale, bow forward as we seal in the practice this morning. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for practicing with me today. It is truly an honor and blessing to guide you, and I'll see you next week. Have the greatest day.